back to the daily grind, and y'all know we gotta talk about this. But before we do, make sure you hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting B-word, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Kevin Lee and Edson Barboza are going to clash at UFC Atlantic City on April 21st. This has been confirmed by the UFC. This fight has major title implications, as both of these guys are coming off of losses to the guys currently fighting for the title, Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov. We know Kevin Lee lost to Tony Ferguson, I believe at UFC. I'm not going to go back to the number. What was it? UFC to whatever the fuck. You guys get the point. Tony Ferguson fought Kevin Lee. It was a great fight. Kevin Lee earned a lot of people's respect in that fight. He didn't have it going into the fight. He had some of our respect, but some people needed to be convinced. And he did that when he had Tony Ferguson in trouble in the main event when they fought for the interim title. In that fight, Kevin Lee had Tony Ferguson mounted, but Tony Ferguson escaped the mount and inevitably got the submission over Kevin Lee and became the UFC's interim champion. Edson Barboza, we know, just fought Khabib Nurmagomedov recently at UFC 219. And in that fight, it was pretty one-sided. Khabib Nurmagomedov was, brutalizing Barboza, essentially dominating him with the ground and pound all 3 rounds. So he moved on to fight Tony Ferguson for what's going to be the undisputed lightweight title after Conor McGregor is stripped in the coming weeks or month. Now, with that being said, Edson Barboza versus Kevin Lee, these guys are going to clash. A little surprised to see Edson Barboza back so soon. I know that it's, still, what, 4 months since his last fight? I mean, it was December, at the very end of December, so January. So it'll be 4 months since that Khabib fight. That's probably a solid amount of time off, but you got to think, you would want to rest, eat long enough, and then go into a training camp. So if you take into consideration, he's probably going into training camp now. So training camp starts maybe 2 months after the Khabib fight. You might think that's a little bit early, going into a training camp so soon after the Khabib fight. But hey, it is what it is. Both of these guys are top-ranked lightweights, and I can't wait for the fight. Edson Barboza is a fucking warrior. If you didn't know, you definitely know after the Khabib fight. Never gave up, just continued to sit there and fucking take that Khabibing. That should be a verb. But with that being said, this fight, I don't think the winner of this fight will immediately get the next title shot. They will be right up there, but I think Eddie Alvarez still has the nod as far as who's going to get the next lightweight title shot after Khabib and Tony fight. Of course, people are going to say, well, Conor can come back and fight the winner of Khabib and Tony. Fuck out of here. It's not happening. Conor's either fighting Nate Diaz or Floyd Mayweather. Nobody else, not next. Those fights are too big for him to just come back and want to fight Khabib and Tony Ferguson, because even if he comes back and beats Khabib or Tony, it's not going to shut the people up that say he never defended a belt, because if he gets stripped, then he's fighting for his title back. It's not the same thing as being the champion and defending your belt. So that's, what I'm saying, there's not really a point to fight them if you're not going to defend your belt while you're doing it, instead of fighting Nate Diaz or Floyd Mayweather that's going to get you anywhere from $30 to $100 million, instead of just wanting to prove some stuff to some people. But hey, Conor McGregor has recently came out and said, yo, I almost took a fight short notice versus Frankie Edgar just because I wanted to shut the people up that said I didn't clear out the division. So who knows what's going on with Conor McGregor? I'm sure we'll see, but what we do know is he is about 99% sure going to be stripped in the coming weeks after he fights, or after Khabib Nurmagomedov, or right before Khabib Nurmagomedov fights Tony Ferguson at UFC 223 in Brooklyn. So with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think about Edson Barboza versus Kevin Lee in the main event likely of UFC Atlantic City on April 21st in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.